Good morning, guys. So today I'm going to be doing a persuasive speech on sex ed, bringing it back to schools. So sex ed is short for sex education, and I brought this up because I have a son, and I had him when I was very young, and I think maybe if I didn't grow up with a dad. I had my mom until I was about 10. So they passed away, and I didn't have anybody tell me about sex or what should be done, what's right, what's wrong. And church does bring that up, but I didn't take it seriously. I didn't think it was something I could do something with it. So I kind of pushed it to the side. But yeah, so I'm bringing it up because if we had that in school, I feel like it could have helped me not go through the process I'm going through now. Waking up middle of the night, because he's crying, he's a baby, so you gotta feed him, you got a dirty diaper, and yeah, it was difficult, not impossible, but I wouldn't want everybody to go through that. So I feel like sex education should come back into school. They took it out, and it all started in California. Was it Vermont, California, when there was a group of parents, just counselors and all that of a school, bringing up the fact that there was a book that it had some it wasn't appropriate for ninth graders. So they ended up hiring a local lawyer to sign a petition. 2,500 and more people signed it as a signature to remove that book, and that's where it all started, where sex ed should be removed from school. And so from then on, other schools kind of, went through it, and they just said, we don't need that. If that school's not doing it, we don't need it. So it all started in California, and it's teens reported receiving birth control, information. First it started from 70% and it went down to 60%. So it started going down. People were not, telling them what's right, what's wrong, and if you do this, you should do this. So it was never, giving information to people. And for the males, it was first 61% and it dropped down to 55%. And it just keeps dropping down. And if you're not educated about it, you're gonna find out the hard way. And it's kind of what I did. So I went through it, and I don't want anybody to go through it. If they want to, it's a choice, go ahead. But I feel like if you have the right information, people can talk you through it, and they're there for you, which sex ed would be something that would, help them get through it, then that stuff would not happen. So, yeah, and then, when I went to high school, I went in thinking, what is it called? The health class, thinking that it was going to show us some kind of that stuff and help us out, but it probably runs maybe one day and doesn't show you much, because they're not allowed to teach you and show you what these things, and what you should use, what you shouldn't use, what you should not do, what you should do. And so I went into health class thinking I was going to learn something. Came out with nothing. Just watching. We watched, was it Obese, or it was some show about obesity, and that was probably like the whole semester we watched it. We took notes and all that, but that was it. It was nothing about sex ed, nothing that could help me. And so they used those as a cover up to make it seem like they're going to talk about it, but they're not. They just give a brief 2 hours, maybe a day, to explain what this certain subject. And so I think maybe if they would keep the health class, but maybe dedicate themselves to a half semester to show what should be done, and if you do go down this path, you should do it this way. And abstinence is something that should always be followed, and I didn't do that. Wish I would have, just because it would make life easier, I would say. But again, things happen for a reason, and I'm here. I'm not in the ground. I'm not. I'm doing all right. I'm going to church. I have my son. He's growing and he's healthy, and so it's ups and downs. Since 1997, the federal government invested 1.5 million in abstinence classes, I guess. So it's just abstinence. It doesn't help if you just talk about it. Again, you go through things, and life is hard. So you go through a certain thing, and abstinence always not always going to be the thing. You know, you might mess up, and there should be somebody, something to tell you, look, if you do this, you should do this. You should, you should have another choice. You not to just be think of abstinence all the time because it's not always going to work. This world is different. And maybe they're thinking about back then how it was a little bit easier. Everybody was abstinent. They waited till they were married. And nowadays, this generation, it's I know a lot of people that are having kids when they're young. And again, I would say sex and education should be presented to them in class, in school. Should be a curriculum that should go towards their college credit. Make them want to take it, make them want to learn, and maybe I would say do a experiment or something. Just to see if it works, because I feel like they did an experiment with us, and I'm the failed subject, I guess. And so yeah, it's an experiment. They should go back to doing sex education class. I've seen it in multiple movies. I have it right here. Let me see. So main one that we've all probably seen is Mean Girls. So Mean Girls has a sex education class, and we also have Parks and Recreation, which is a show that I recently watched. And then lastly is 17 again. So, these movies are showing, oh, look, we're still doing sex education in schools, and it's kind of like in recent days, and they're trying to, show like, what is it called? Oh no, brain fart. Okay, so yeah, these movies are showing things about sex education, and I feel like they're trying to throw it at us. You guys still need to learn about it. Don't do what the government says and not do it. Still learn about it, look it up, and maybe if you show them some pictures of some things that are not very appropriate and bad, it might change the way they think. They might not want to ever do that again. And sex education would be something good. So that's going to be it for me. Again, I would just say educators, teachers, lawyers, anybody in the community should get together and kind of promote to get sex education back into schools to help us all. And that'll be it. Thank you.